Hey, we're back at it here at the Warehouse in Amityville. A shout out to Rose and Kevin. They are putting across what we need in this life, which is live music, live entertainment. Nothing feels as good as going out and having a few drinks and dinner, and I do that often at this place with my wife, and it's been wonderful. I have with me Steve Yusko today, who is also in the same business as I am, the Long Island Sound podcast. Fantastic. Good to know you. Where are you from? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm from Babylon. I started my podcast about 2 years ago, and it really came from the point of curiosity of how do these singer-songwriters and original musicians woodshed their craft and write songs and entertain us.
Really? That's awesome.
And I tell you, it's been a whirlwind.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling, right?
You know what happened to me is a good friend of mine, Mike Nugent from Cadillac Moon and the Walkers, and now Mike Nugent in the Blue Moon Band, was so gracious to introduce me to the music community, and it just started to flow from there, one person to another. And let me tell you, the fantastic stories of I call it the wellspring of talent here on Long Island.
Yes.
And
yes.
I never had a problem getting guests, and I'm just amazed about the stories. And I feature their music on my podcast, which comes out every week.
Oh, that's fantastic. So where can somebody see your podcast? I'm sure it's on Facebook, YouTube, but you let us know exactly where.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. It's just, if you search for the Long Island Sound Podcast, you'll find it on Spotify, as well as anywhere you listen to podcasts. There's about a dozen platforms that it's on, and
So let me ask you about, for you look about my age, so I'm going to go, and I'll be nice. 70s, 80s, 90s. If you want to just describe, the entertainment / music scene here during those years, can you describe what you might have been into?
Yeah. So I'll tell you the truth. I'm 62 years old, and I remember the time going out to every bar around Long Island.
Unbelievable, right?
Had a live band. Disco came in. It got kind of
so true. You lived exactly my life.
Killed by DJs, and then there was a thirst to get music back. So I tell you, we're at the Warehouse now, and I really want to throw out a lot of thanks to people who support live original music. They're few and far between. You can find them out there.
You can find them,
and you'll be amazed. You really will, what's out there.
And so your thing right now at this point in your life is you're supporting the hell out of that, right?
Yeah. I looked at it, field of dreams. Build it and they will come.
Right.
And I really get referred from musician to musician. I'm just a regular guy with a lot of curiosity about how they go about their business. And the story, I tell you, a great entertainer, singer-songwriter is also a great storyteller.
Definitely.
Not only in their music, but about their lives and who they've connected with and how they played with their heroes. And I was really fortunate enough, I connected with the Long Island Music Hall of Fame.
Definitely. Yep. Know them well.
I've written for NYS Music. It was a quid pro quo with the podcast, and I just met wonderful people.
Norm, you probably know Norm Breslin, Jeffrey James, Jim Faith.
Yep,
all the favorites.
Yeah, I interviewed Jim Faith. I've interviewed Larry the Duck.
Yep, I know Larry. That's great.
So it's been...
Massapequa.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself? We talk about Rich, who was my first interview here, 55 years with Good Times Magazine. I have to show it because
sure.
I'm really proud of him because I came from a publishing background. I published a magazine called For Sale by Owner Real Estate magazine for at least 20 years. So I understand what it takes to put this out. He's still doing it,
right?
Which is unheard of. So I give him a lot of credit for that. So when we talk about this new organization, again, we're at the Warehouse, Chamber of Commerce for Long Island music businesses to promote and publicize themselves. Home-based music business, performing arts centers, music school, and as he said, everybody but the musician, which is kind of cool because the musicians really know how to promote and do promote themselves. Oftentimes, these folks don't. So I see this is such a genius idea, and I'm so glad that it finally happened in 2024. My last interview with him was when he was launching it during the pandemic, and I never took off. So here it is.
Yeah, what's nice is really there's that synergy of venues that are out there, You're absolutely right. There are artists out there who are doing the social media and promoting, and they're dangling what I call the lure towards their music, whether it's on Instagram or everything else. But they also need the expertise of the people who know how to do public relations and how to network. And I think that's where this organization is really going to take off.
Definitely.
That's what I'm
Such a
looking
great
forward
crowd
to.
out there. Yeah, he's expecting 70. It looks like there's 50 out there already. So, anything else you want to tell us, Steve? You promote the hell out of yourself. That's what we're about. That's fine.
Well, all I'll ask is, like I said, if I build it, they will come. I've been really blessed. I started out doing remote. A lot of times I don't meet the artist till after the fact. We had COVID when I started, and now I've just connected with Lorraine Gregory Communications, and now I have a studio to do exactly what we're doing here.
I know Greg very well. Tell him I said hello.
There is nothing like the face-to-face to get the reaction.
Nothing like it.
And,
The immediate reaction.
Exactly. So I that's the next step, and who knows what the future holds. But
We'll send us to Greg. Hello to Greg.
It's here on Long Island.
Congratulations, Rich. And we'll talk to more people, more very interesting people like Steve. Thank you.
Thanks, Skip.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Cool.